prediction.
Are you ready? I was born ready.
Obviously, you're a little, aggravated by the line of questioning regarding Canelo.
I don't want to touch this, dirty, so bad, I don't want to touch his name.
I'm working on feeling the art of humbleness. Can you be with me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person anymore. And I miss him. But sometimes I feel like a bitch. I don't want that person to come out, because when he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just I hate that I'm scared.
It would be awesome to, being a great war, maybe with a Mexican.
Let's go.
I have to put the joke.
No. Hey,
thank you.
perfect play, man. I appreciate you.
Good timing.
Can't put predictions, man, but I definitely don't want to leave it to the judges.
Muy buenos días a todos, damas y caballeros. Aquí estamos otra vez. Sunday recap for all of you that tuning in today. Thank you so much for your support. We are LongLiveBoxing EnVivo podcast. Como siempre aquí, Manny, siempre en vivo. Marrero.
Gringo. Where did Gringo go?
Sorry. Let's keep going.
Hopper.
Yeah, technical difficulties in the morning. But we didn't have
we're still hungover, man. We're still celebrating, partying. All right,
Oye, siempre aquí en la mañana, como ustedes siempre los domingos. Manny, siempre en vivo. Marrero.
Chanel Gringo Hicksa.
Hopper.
Breaking it down like it is, like it should be, and yes, a lot of stuff happening. Some of us are kind of hungover, some of us are maybe not. But this is a great, another great, exciting weekend in boxing. I gotta say, man, I have to congratulate not only those Latin American boxing fans and European boxing fans and all over the world, people who are true boxing fans, and those that are jumping in casual. But today, man, it is a great day for Mexico, La Raza. What a weekend for them, man. I mean, it's not expected. A lot of people didn't expect the outcome of the fight, and it did happen. It was as advertised, right? Candidate fight of the year.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. You said as advertised. Actually, we have a celebrity in the house right now. Hopper was singing the praises for this fight before it actually happened.
Hopper here, Long Live Boxing with another Hopper thought. Actually, more of a warning. Do not miss this fight. I repeat, do not miss this fight. Saturday, February 18th, live on the DAZN. Mauricio Bronco Lara de Ciudad de Mexico travels to Nottingham, England to face their champion, Lee Wood. Both of these guys have made weight, and both of these guys are synonymous with Fight of the Year. Lee Wood last year in 2022 won many Fight of the Year awards for his fight against Michael Conlan. And Mauricio Bronco Lara quickly established himself as a very hot commodity and very dangerous commodity for his devastating knockout against Josh Warrington. But this fight has one more layer to it. The Brits have been losing a lot to La Raza lately. The aforementioned Bronco defeated Josh Warrington. Canelo has beaten his share of Brits. Luis Alberto Lopez defeated their guy in December. El Rey Julio Cesar Martinez punked Charlie Edwards. Albeit it was turned into a no contest later, but whatever. Even Andy Ruiz gave Anthony Joshua his first L. So the animosity towards Mexicanos over there in England from the Brits is probably at an all-time high. They want and they need this victory. You factor all that in, I'm guaranteeing you chingazos. It's going to be a Fight of the Year contender. Book it.
Look at Hopper with the moves. I don't know.
Beaver.
But just in case you didn't, this is how it ended. And that's all she wrote. So, Hopper, you were guaranteeing chingazos. What did you think of the fight, brother?
Oh, man, Gringo. It was everything I thought it was going to be. Lee Wood actually impressed me. Going away from that fight, Lee Wood, put some respect on his name, man. He didn't have to fight Lara. He did not have to. It was a voluntary defense, and he chose to fight the man that Puerto Rican round. He chose to fight a man that's being avoided a lot in this division, and that's Mauricio Lara. So props to Lee Wood. I felt he was winning the fight. I felt he was
No, he was
at the time of the stoppage. Honestly, I had it 4-2 for Lee Wood. I mean, I felt he was pretty much in control after that second round. Once he survived, because it looked like Lara was about to, moments away from knocking him out. Came back in the third and just took over. He controlled the distance, landed enough power shots to keep Mauricio Lara at bay. He had him second guessing his offense. He had him gun shy a little bit. There were times where Mauricio Lara didn't want to throw. Lee Wood impressed me and just got caught. That's what happens. Power is the greatest equalizer. What do we always say? Power is the greatest equalizer. And Mauricio Lara, man, that left hook. Oh,
yeah, that thing was nasty. And they gave the moniker to the fight, Dancing with the Devil. And that's truly what happened. I mean, because Lee Wood was boxing his socks off.
He was boxing.
Great movement.
He was undressing
great
him.
game plan. The overhand right, the counter game was fantastic.
Yes, everything was just
Everything
on point.
was just right on point. Like, and you could see why they were so confident going into it, because they had the game plan. They really had mapped out Mauricio Lara, but that great equalizer. And actually, you talked about having the advantage. All judges had it going to Lee Wood. 2 had it 58-56. I'm actually with you. I had it 59-55, and so did one of the judges. I believe the judge from Panama had it that as well. Manny, what's your thoughts on the fight coming away from it?
Loved it. We talked about it at the round table. Shout out to Habib and the style. Thank you so much for always thinking of us, inviting us. But yeah, we were bullied, and I know that these styles got something going on this week prepared. But yeah, we called it. We said it. I think that the pressure and the consistency of Lara eventually was going to get him caught. And he said, Lee Wood said, I made a mistake. You paid for it. But if you think about it, he was throwing that left hook, left, right. He was just missing. A little bit difficult for Lara to kind of come in. I love the fact he started to the body. He did kind of broken down a little bit in that second round, or second or third. But that was a strategy. That was the strategy. And then Lee Wood just all of a sudden, kind of came back. I had it 4-2 also as well. But the first round was kind of iffy. Of course, they're going to give it to the local and the champion. So I can see why some of the scorecards were like that. Watch it again. There weren't a lot of punches thrown, but both fighters were very aggressive. But one thing that I didn't really call in is the fact that I thought that Lara was going to really pressure Lee Woods more, and I think he did great stopping him with the jab. He was very firm, a lot of counter punches, and let me tell you, Lee Wood got caught up with a couple other punches as well, and I think just that body, both landed the body. Lee also threw a body shot that it really, really hurt, backed up, Lara for quite some time. Took him a little bit in like a round or so to recover. But man, 7th round KO. I don't know if it was, he said it was a mistake, but when you look at it again, he kind of threw a jab and then he backed up a little bit. Of course, Lara's instruction was to continue to go to his left, right? And so that he did, and he kind of tugged down a little bit. I think he threw a jab, and then here comes the hook. So is it a mistake? Is it not? I don't know what Wood was thinking at that moment, what kind of comeback he was going to do, what kind of combinations. I know they studied for a little bit. I wanted to see a little bit more in the ropes. I think Lara invited him a little bit, and Lee was very cautious. He was very cautious the way that Lara was inviting him to his game, because he knew for a fact if you go toe-to-toe, like we knew was going to happen, that was going to be the outcome. And then was it a mistake or not? I don't know. But I think that this is 12 rounds. This is championship. And you have got to be perfect from first round to 12. And, mistakes happen. And he paid for it.
I think his mistake was that, you don't hook with the hooker. And Lee Wood's hook wasn't as sharp as Mauricio Lara's. You could see the replays. Lee Wood's hook, it kind of missed him. It didn't really land.
Yeah.
And Lara's was perfect.
But he was like, his right hand was always on point.
Both in range of each other's hooks. Too. And Lara's was just crisp, clean, right on the button. And Lee Woods was nowhere near where it needed to be.
Yeah, and you could definitely see that for all the tactical strategies that worked out for the benefit of Lee Wood, that's the one thing that you could see that Mauricio Lara had actually tried to set that up in the previous round and just by millimeters, just barely missed it. The opening came again.
Lots of time. He missed a lot. He missed a lot of punches.
He was missing a lot, but he was setting that punch up, and when it landed, it connected. And
I screamed. I damn near lost my voice.
I've never been, and I don't know why.
My family was eating. My family was eating at the dinner table. And they all just, what happened? I go, oh, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, he got him. He got him. Because he was losing the fight. I was like, they were asking me who's winning. Not the Mexicans getting beat up. And then Lara's not that big. For someone that's that stature to have that much power is credit to his technique and his God-given
everything. And especially Lara, Lara doesn't throw a lot of jabs, right? He you know,
it's all power.
It's all power on that. But shout out to LongLiveBoxing. LongLiveBoxing, we told you, Bobby. That only himo. Así que 7th round, boom.
But definitely, like, he got a lot of torque on that punch, and like his like he had his whole body was into that punch. And speaking of that punch and that left hook, and as nasty as it was, Hopper, to you first. Do you agree with the stoppage? I mean, because it came from the corner. It came from the corner.
I've thought about this long and hard ever since, you know, the fight was over. I've seen the replay from all angles 100 times. I agree with the stoppage. You always want to err on the side of caution, but there's this line. There's the line where you want to, you know, you're protecting the fighter, but at the same time, the fighters, they have this mentality, this mindset. You're going to have to kill me in the ring. And Lee Wood said it in the face-off. You're going to have to kill me. I know it hurts these guys. I think it hurts them more to be stopped like that than to get knocked out. I think they'd rather get knocked out, go out on their shield than be stopped. But as a trainer, you have to put the safety of your fighter first. And Lee Wood, to his credit, got up, but he was still on wobbly legs.
Yeah.
And he put up his guard for like half a second and then immediately dropped it. And he saw Lara coming in. He kind of pushed the referee out the way with his left hand, and Lara was ready to unload. Lee's hands were still down by his waist. It could have gone pretty bad for Lee Wood in just those 10 seconds. And I think Ben Davidson, he was waiting. He was waiting for Lee Wood to maybe put his guard up. He never did. Threw the towel. Said, "Nah, bro, you're gonna catch some serious unnecessary punches, and let's just stop it and live to fight another day."
Yeah, you know, as the blooded barbarians that we are, we always like, oh man, he could have kept going. And I know, of course, in the commentators were commenting, you know, they're partial. You know, it's in the UK.
Yeah, of course, it's
fun. You know, I mean, they're friends. They know the guy, and they're saying, oh man, you know, he's a warrior. You should have gave him an opportunity to go on the shield. He's a champion. That factors in. They were also talking about what Jesus' comment right there, what I think is a key point as far as how much time was left. They're like, you know, but at the same time, it don't matter if it's 1 second or hands are down.
His hands, they're down. That left hook was just gonna. It was.
If you look at the way he landed,
when
he landed, he didn't land with the head, you know, hard in the canvas. But you'd see that he's trying to get up and his head's shaking. And like you said, hands are in the body. He got up real quickly. You're still buzzed. You're still out. And I think that the most important part of here is the protection of their boxer. I mean, this is a fucking dangerous sport, bro. And then, you know, if you respect the power like the corner of Wood did, they respect that power. There is no reason to take unnecessary punches. Do I believe that maybe it could have been a war coming in, and, you know, if they would have kept them coming and maybe something, Lee Wood would come out. Remember, Lee Wood had caught him up a couple of times exchanging punches. So doesn't have that power, I think, to really, you know, put him out. And now he's in a disadvantage. But I thought they could continue to go, but it was the best decision for the corner. And at this point, they're thinking the rematch. We have a rematch clause. We can exercise it right now. I do not want you to get hurt. You had the fight. You're winning the fight. To them, there's probably a blowout. Maybe they were giving 1 round, like some of the judges 1 round.
Probably just a second.
Exactly. But they knew he was in control. And then so, you know, that's what happens. That's what happens. Get caught. And then all of a sudden, you know, let's just strategy too. Let me protect my
Lee Wood was heartbroken. You could
tell he was. He didn't want it. And then he looked at his corner like straight, like, man, this guy's thinking straight now. It took him a while, but that's about what, 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
It was almost a minute afterwards. He was still
exactly
way after. But
I got to give it up for his courage. You know, and it's you know. Because a lot of people, you know, were talking about, is he the right person? Is he, it's the money. I was asked, is the money right? Okay. Or people are dreaming to put the money on Lee Wood. I said dreaming. The reality is in my view, I didn't see this going at the distance, because the fact that, you know, first of all, Lee Wood is a boxer has always been behind, and he was behind in everything when he fought Michael Conlan. He caught him up pretty well. Right. So in that case, it kind of turned on the opposite, but thinking about it, 9, 10, 11 round, can Lee Wood, would it still remain with that same level of intensity through those rounds. I think the stamina and the endurance from
Lara
Lara
was
and
getting
the power
stronger and
punching, that's
stronger.
what counts at the later rounds.
Man, good stuff. Let's take a quick look at the numbers.
I cannot believe my eyes.
I can. All right. So actually, it was pretty freaking close as far as looking.
Wow, look at the power punches by Lee Wood.
Power punches by Lee Wood. He was throwing bombs.
Heavy leather.
But overall, looking real quick, Lee Wood was 88, landed out of 227 thrown, 30 to the body, 39%. Jabs, 35 out of 120, 29%. Power, 53 out of 107, 50%, which is monstrous, especially for a featherweight. That's pretty crazy. And, you know, he went out to have a game plan. He executed it. But, you know, there was also, you know, a great punch that was landed by Lara. All right, so looking at Lara, his numbers, 89 thrown. 275 thrown, 89 landed, 27 to the body, 32%. Jabs, 29 out of 103, 28%. Not bad, but not where you actually want to be, and especially coming from Lara, 60, 172, 35% power. And it's pretty much what if all the way through the entire fight, where Lara, I thought he was going to actually separate himself in that second round, but Wood came back strong in that third and really carried most of the fight until he got stopped.
He got caught, yeah. Lee Wood was in control of that fight, even after that dangerous second, when we're all excited in the chat. He's coming, Lara, and then the third happens, fourth, fifth, sixth. You're like, damn, Lee Wood just took over. I was happy with the result, obviously, but I was more happy that one thing about the Brits, man, they want the smoke, and we always say it. Them guys are their honor, their courage to fight anywhere, anybody is second to none, man. Them guys, shout out to the Brits, man. You guys want all the smoke.
Yeah. Speaking of wanting the smoke, I want them to always host fights because
Afternoon delight. You guys have it, I think. Afternoon delight.
Oh my goodness, yes, love it.
Dude, this is very selfish of me, but I give zero fucks because it is the greatest thing, because ESPN is clearly trying to kill the East Coast and the Central time zones, because the main event doesn't start till midnight half the time. It's like ridiculous. It's horrible. Out of control. But Afternoon Delight is the best.
My favorite, Gringo. You know what I did afterwards? After I celebrated and calmed down, took a nap, got ready to go to the club, celebrate Valentine's Day with my wife. Still had time to do everything, bro. I mean, what more do you want?
I even forgot there were I even forgot there was a
I completely forgot about Nettie, and I was like,
Nettie
fights later.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they had other fights, but I'm saying if there is going to be a rematch, and it looks like there is, and that's another thing.
Hopefully it's over there.
Hopefully it's over there. There was fireworks after the fight, so let's go ahead and get to it to give the props to this featherweight division. To both of you, my brothers. First of all, Josh Warrington, I never like seeing this man ever, but I will say this.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Yeah, knowing that's the intro for Hopper going on his rant, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it real quick. I loved watching this man squirm as every time they mentioned Lara's name. Every time. Huh?
Lara, like you seen a ghost.
So I love that, because I'm not a fan of Josh Warrington. I'm not a fan of any dirty fighter, for one. And I think that he's had a questionable career. He's made the most out of what he has. Respect to him as a man, But that being said, do you guys think he really has a chance if there was a third fight? Forget Lee Wood, who clearly can box. But Josh Warrington, do you really think he wants that smoke? And how big a mistake would that be? It'd be a lucrative fucking fight. They're making millions of dollars, right? Especially if it's in the UK. Hopper, what's your thoughts?
Does he want this? I mean, I just said that they all want the smoke. I mean, he's fought him twice already, but does he really want it with Lara a third time? I don't know. It looked to me like he was fake acting that tough guy and everything. But one thing I will say about this, they got into it after the fight. Mauricio Lara, that's my boy, Mexicano, new champ, whatever. But spitting on someone, I just think that's trashy, man. That's no class. I know he's not close to you. You're trying to just throw something at him, and your spit's the only thing in your mouth. But man, that's trashy, bro. That's no class. That's despicable. That's one of the worst things you could do as a man to another man is just spit at him. And I think that's pretty scumbaggy of Mauricio Lara. The only thing he did wrong that night yesterday was spit in Josh Warrington's face. I don't even, Josh Warrington, he's a punk. He's a douche. He doesn't really want to fight Lara. But either way, that's still not a reason to spit at him, man. I thought that was a low move by Lara. And he confessed to it afterwards. They interviewed him. They asked him straight up. He said, yes, I don't like Josh Warrington. It's personal. I hate him. I'm like, bro, that's cool. It's understandable. But spitting at another man, never, man.
What's your thoughts, Manny? As far as just Lara, not spitting. We know, you're into some freaky stuff, but like as far as like, what do you think about Lara?
Yes,
breaking news.
No, I just have to say, I mean, right now the featherweights, all the belts are dominated by the Mexicans, and then we got Royce Ramirez, which fight Isaac Dogby, and then later on it's going to get very, very, very interesting in that. Even the featherweights, man, Latins are dominating these two divisions, and Lara is actually in that mix. Warrington wants to smoke? Absolutely wants to smoke. Why? Because he wants to be at that spotlight, right? He had a chance. He got beat. The second fight, it was accidental headbutt, so it was stopped. So he feels like he still had something. They don't want to overshadow him. He doesn't want to be outside the spotlight. He wants to be in the spotlight. He's at home. He's in his promotion, the zone and Eddie Hearn. So he wants all that. He wants to be part of that. Is it going to happen? Is it beneficial right now for Lara to kind of take a step back? I would prefer to go to a rematch with Wood and make a whole lot more money than just try to give someone else an opportunity, because clearly Lara beat the shit out of Warrington. So
man, he did.
It makes no sense for it, but Lara's got to be bigger and better things right now, to be honest. Is either the rematch or let's start, unifying that baby there.
If I'm Lara, man, I keep fighting over there in the UK. You think those UK fans know?
Let me tell you something. I was in
they know who he is. Mauricio Lara, they probably got him at the top of their hit list. Like, damn, this guy again. He beat Josh Warrington.
Of the things that
took Lee Wood's belt. I would keep fighting over there, man.
Because at the end of the day, one of the things that I said when they started, there was no love at all for Lara out there. I mean, I can understand that you're rooting for your local one, but nothing. And when that punch hit, I could just clearly hear the count from the referee. No one said anything, not even ooh. I love the reaction. Boom, it was like so quiet. And I said, you got to respect others. I mean, it's fine when people go to the Madison Square Garden and it's packed with Puerto Ricans. Even Puerto Ricans cheer for other, for other countries as well. Right. Except with that rivalry, Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. At the same time, I love the fact there is also a new rivalry in town, and that is Brits against Mexicans. Love it, because it's getting very interesting.
Well said, Manny. Well said, brother. Well said, carnal. And what about that ring walk by Mauricio Lara? Was fire, man.
It was,
that's another thing, man, about the shows in the UK. They're the aesthetics, the theatrics, everything leading up to the fight, man. They get down, man. They know how to put on a show, and then they're always going to play that Sweet Caroline.
That's when it's time to really pump it.
Always, it's blocking. It's Texas Death, and them playing Sweet Caroline is always good. It's
I can't wait.
I love the atmosphere over there, man.
Man, I can't.
I really do. I want to on the bucket list. Definitely want to go check out a fight in England, man. Because
I can't wait for Ireland, my friends. It's gonna be awesome. And by the way, just shout out to Gary the Diva Cully. This kid, man, this Irish kid, bro. Eddie Hearn's got high hopes on him, and he had spectacular victory yesterday against an undefeated Puerto Rican in Flores. And this is a lightweight guy. There's a 6'2", something like that. And then, he still makes 135 pounds, right?
That's crazy.
They got great potential. This is someone that you got to look at, as promising at the 135 in a couple of years. The best thing of all, he's coming back, and he's coming back in the Amanda Serrano undercard. So I can't wait. I can't wait to really see this kid in front of me in action, because I tell you, there's more talent around the world building, and look how all of a sudden Irish is back in the mist. You know what I mean? The Irish community, the fans, Ireland, both sides, boxing and even UFC. So that's good for the sport, and I like that.
Definitely.
And I like this
UK
rivalry.
fans in general too.
They,
Like
they
the
do.
English
They
fans,
enjoy
the
it.
energy. It seemed yesterday for Lee Wood. Like, man, they love their guys.
No,
they
they
support.
do.
They go out there and they support their champions, non-champions. Man, they're there. And what I loved, and this is, you know, I'm rooting for obviously the Lara. When that punch landed, you see all the fans' reaction. They're doing this. They're doing this. They're standing up. They're like, "Oh my goodness!" I mean, quiet. Everybody's just like,
because
"Oh,
remember
no."
when Marquez knocked down Pacquiao like that, right? Like the whole, you know, this was like completely shut down, like nothing. No one spoke. No one said anything. So, and that's probably what it is. The confidence level they had, you know, the fans had towards their local favorite one, and all of a sudden being shocked the way it happened, and knowing that you had the lead into this fight, and boom, lights out.
Yeah,
devastating.
That was epic. Gringo, he's turned into Halo.
Gringo disappeared.
Nah, carnal, but man, what do you want to see next, Mauricio Lara? What do you want him to do? Well, it really depends on what Lee Wood, if he exercises the rematch clause. And I'm thinking, there he is. And I'm thinking, we were just talking, Gringo. What do you want to see? What do you want to happen next, man? You want Lee Wood to exercise the rematch clause immediately? You want him to fight somebody else?
Yeah. See, here's the beauty of it. He's going to retire one of those guys. One thing I want to mention, because I do like the numbers. If you look at it, the one thing that has concerned me about Lee Wood overall, like if you look at Michael Collins' fight, it stood out. As good as he is as a boxer, the thing that's always been his Achilles heel is the amount of damage he takes, and then the damage he gets taken to him. So he averages between 35 and 36% of power punches land on him.
That's no bueno.
That's no bueno when you go against Lara, the Mexican devil, as they coined him last night or yesterday afternoon in the UK. So that's why I'm saying, if there's a rematch, first of all, Josh Warrington, if they do actually make that happen and Josh Warrington actually does show up and doesn't have some sort of phantom
headbutt his way out,
headbutt his way out of there or whatever. Either way, he's ending one of those careers. Now, let me say this: it's not that I don't respect the game plan. Obviously, Ben Davidson, they had a great game plan and it's going well, but it's going to have to go to look in the mirror and ask themselves. That's another thing too. The man he trusts, Lee Wood, fell short. The demons he has to vanquish to go through after taking, a punch like that, and that he threw the towel. Oh, you didn't believe in me. They have to have that conversation. That's a lot of demons to vanquish.
Good stuff, Gringo.
That's a lot to
knowledge bomb right there in your mouth.
That's not normal. We know talking to boxers all the time. And
look at Deontay Wilder. He fired his trainer when he threw in the towel against Fury, right? Yeah. He fired Malik Scott.
Because what do you feel? You feel like that's betrayal.
That's right. Yeah.
You didn't believe in me, so that's why. I would like for Lara to get that rematch, and I know what Eddie Hearn was saying, because obviously he's the king of spin. But when I was
happening
about it, Josh Warrington was just talking. I don't see that happening. He was saying, well, yeah, I can go ahead and fight Lara, and then after I beat him, I can fight Lee Wood. What planet is this? So I'm sure in his mind that
he loses to both.
Yeah. In his mind, that's how it plays out, but that's not reality. I think honestly, and it's great, shout out to the Mexican warrior. The cards are truly all in his favor, man. Like, he's gonna get paid no matter what. He can't fuck this up. As long as he stays clean and continues to work hard. I do got to say, even though he traditionally gets stronger, I do feel like he was getting winded at times. And a lot of it's because of Lee Wood.
And Wood was landing some really good power shots, man. Right. And that's the thing. Let me go ahead and say this about La Raza de Mexicanos, the Mexican style. The Mexican style can be outboxed. But the thing about it is, the Mexican style is to pressure you the whole fight. Can you take the punches? You have the will to survive, to keep boxing when you're getting tagged, when you're getting hit. The Mexican style, yes, you can be outboxed, but it's a pressure that's going to be on you for 12 rounds.
It's got to be constant.
Yeah. No, definitely. I love that. And there was something else that was said by the King of Spin, Eddie Hearn. And at first, it kind of, and I'm a big fan of Mauricio Lara, and I'm a big believer of what he does and his capabilities. But is he the number one guy at featherweight? Is he beat?
Well,
I mean, he's very flawed. Like, I mean, you saw it last night.
Oh
he is there. He's in the mix. He's in the talk. But for me, if and I'm going to talk about from a fan perspective, from someone that wants to see some fights like this, because it's advertised, and we know that Eddie Hearn is actually they're gonna exercise the rematch. That's no problem. But what I do want to see for Lara, if that rematch goes through, and Lara comes out victorious, because if he doesn't, can be a third one. Who's the champion now? Can they actually add a rematch to the rematch for the third one? Who knows? But what I really want to see some really Mexican putazos, and that's happening. If that happens and Lara beats him, we got Rey Vargas, Alberto Lopez. I said this is the featherweights are ruled right now almost by the Mexican. Even Roesi beats Dogme.
Lopez.
He's going to be there. El Venado Lopez, who he had an amazing victory as well. The other day. I mean, this is what I really want to see. And that's because I want to match. I'm thinking here. I want to try to match Mexican. You want to see war. You want to see fights that entertain you. And there's no denial that Mexican style boxing, it's very entertaining. And that's what fans want. And so Lee Wood and Lara too, it's going to be spectacular. Eddie Hearn was firm about it. He was confident his fighter was winning throughout, and he said, "You know what? Shout out!" And I love the way Eddie Hearn speaks, because he supports his boxer, but then he shifts around and like congratulating and giving the props to Lara, right? Making the public and the fans know that, hey, I am going to orchestrate something that this fight's going to happen. And he said it absolutely. He's got the right to exercise the rematch, and we're going to go back at it again. So why not? Number two. Over there, could it be different? Hey, could it be now in May also as well? Could that be in the undercard, Amanda Serrano? I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be a huge 2023 over there for Europe for boxing, and it's so excited that a lot of people are really not into the lower classes, the featherweights, the super bantams, the super featherweights, and the lightweight. These divisions are giving us more than anything else around.
Well, yeah, to answer your question, Gringo, is Lara the number one featherweight? I think he is, because going into that fight yesterday, per the Rings rankings, the top 10, Lara was third, and Lee Wood was fifth. So, I mean, you're talking about two of the top five, two of the best featherweights in the world that went at it yesterday, with Alberto Lopez in the mix is number 4. Vargas is still number 1, and Maxiayo number 2. Warrington they have at 6. But I'll tell you this, though, there's a kid coming, and we know who he is, Robert Ramirez. Watch out for him, and I think he's going to be a problem a lot sooner than later. Time. Yeah, no, he's coming. So enjoy it, guys. But Lara, as of right now, yes.
The only thing,
guys, when you fight a top 5 guy in your division that's ranked that high by the Ring, highly respected, and you beat him in that fashion, yeah, I think it catapults you to number 1, considering the opponents that everybody else has fought.
I just wish that Navarrete would have kind of stayed a little bit more, because he would have kind of like set the bar for these other guys. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, moving away and leaving the landscape open for some of these young, talented guys, Lara has to be considered. If Lee Wood was considered one of the best featherweights, and you guys did witness what happened Saturday, come on, Lara's got to be there. All right, so for me, landscape's open. Mexican rules it. Roesi Ramirez, like you said it. And I look forward to what's going to happen in there, because I think these guys want to fight each other, and their promoters want to really expose them and hey, get some mega fights.
Yeah, you can make the argument as far as if he's the best guy as far as talent, but he's definitely one of the more entertaining ones, and his fight's going to definitely deliver as far as excitement and a thrilling moment.
And we haven't talked about Brandon Figueroa. He's got a Mark Masayo coming up. So can you imagine? I mean, the outcome of that fight's gonna really start adding more into the mix.
And he's still got Michael Conlan in the mix, man. Don't write him off. Michael Conlan and Isaac Dugboy too. We'll see how that fight goes. April against Rose.
The featherweight division, and I love when you guys. It's the thing that I enjoy.
Martinez.
The fights get made. You know, the fights actually get made. We talk about it. It's not too much woulda, coulda, shoulda. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when and how they're gonna match up, and that's exciting. And now that Lara, the guy who considered himself, and I agree, along with Robeisy Ramirez, is somebody that is avoided and feared, but didn't have a belt. Not anymore. Now he has the belt. So
now he's got the belt.
And he has
he's got the belt. Now he's got the power. Now he's got the belt. Now he's got tiene ya ahí las bolas en los cones. Tienen controlado. Ball is in his court, and I love it. I like that because that's how you're gonna start earning respect.
And there could be a champ versus champ fight with Luis Alberto Lopez, the IBF champ of the world, man. Him against Mauricio Lara, somewhere in Mexico or shit, even in Vegas, man.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fireworks waiting to happen right there. Another fight of the year contender. Book it.
Boom. Yeah, book it.
Right.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, good stuff there. So I'm excited. You know, we'll see what happens and see where it goes. Absolutely. It's a positive thing when, you know, fights come together and they don't disappoint. Was it fight of the year? No, it was definitely engaged. No. I'll say it's one of the moments of the year. It's one thing that we'll go back to.
The knockout of maybe the drop of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it shows the theatrics and the beauty of sports because, you know, a lot of times people say, oh, you know, he's which I always thought was crazy. Oh, he's so far ahead. He's just booking rounds. Dude, he can still get knocked the fuck out. And that happened yesterday. So when you got a chance to end the fight, you need to end it because if not, someone's going to end you, especially when they're dangerous like Mauricio Lara, the Mexican devil, Diablo.
Emotional, damn it.
Yeah, man, that brother is hurting right now. You know, and you know it is because he's, you know, passionate. And just imagine, you're winning. Everything's going good. And then all of a sudden,
qué lindo, él dijo resplendor. ¡Ay, mierda!
He went straight
That's my favorite.
He went straight Espanol.
Oh, mierda.
Oh, man. And it's,
how would you say it in Brits? Oh, mate.
Oh, mate. But, you know, some big news came through, and we got to go ahead and talk about that.
I think that the spotlight should go on top of me. Yeah.
You know, we got to give credit to where credit is due. So I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think I know how I feel about it. So Mike Coppinger, Mike Cap, both Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia signed contracts for an April 15th super fight in Las Vegas at 136-pound catch weight. Sources tell ESPN. DAZN, which broadcasts Garcia's fights, received a contract from Showtime today, and the portion should be finalized by the end of the weekend. What do you guys think about that, Manny?
Until they're inside the ring, I'm not gonna.
Thank you. That was exactly going to be my point. That was exactly what I was going to say. I was like, I'll believe it
when I see it when it's there. Number one. Number two. You know, we talked about it this last week too. I gave it no chances of doing so because you had a couple of days for it to be made. We know for a fact that Gervonta Davis, he declared himself as guilty for those charges. Very interesting to see that the hearing, they made it for May 8th instead of doing it immediately to get him sentenced. Charges are pretty hefty. They're pretty heavy. And I'm believing that he's probably going to do a year, maybe a little bit less, maybe half and half, because he's probably a superstar. Yeah, he's probably going to do that. That's going to happen like they happened to Mayweather before he fought, was it Pacquiao? But I mean, honestly, are we excited about this fight? I am, because I've always talked about we need some of these big guys, social medias, whatever it is that, they seem to be improving and giving them some excitement, with the past, few fights in them. But at the same time, is it the right time for Gervonta Davis to be really mentally prepared for this, having all these outside issues? So that's the concern for me in that. Other than that, I'm excited. I'm glad it's going to happen. And this proves that you can work between each other and make these fights happen. De La Hoya, PBC, back and forth. They finally agree to everything they put in the contract, and now there is a potential. It is signed and it is ready. But like I told you guys, I'm not going to be hype up or excited until the day of the fight, and I see them fighting. That's where I'm going to be jumping up and down.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. I totally agree. It's great that they're getting traction and moving forward, but we've learned, especially now in this new modern day of boxing, it's not done till it's done, and even then, it may not be done.
Exactly.
You know, it's the day of. They're in the ring, then it becomes reality. You know, I know there's been a lot of fights where I was all excited and didn't come to fruition, or it was so
for one reason or another.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to actually come to fruition or come together until they actually did. Partake and they actually did fight.
I gave him no chance last week, to be honest. But
yeah, me either, and still kind of skeptical. And I guess I'm just beat down with that whole Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fiasco, and some of these big fights that never happened. You guys said it best, man. You guys took the words right out of my mouth. I believe that fight happens when it's fight night, April 15th, and they're both in the ring. Then I'll be like, hey, guys, they're actually going to fight. So
yeah. I mean, basically that's kind of where we're at as far
as beat down by the it's bro, just fucking sign the contract
to the point that we're like not even looking at, not even making any predictions. If we were so excited and this fight had a really good course of making the fight happen with no issues, we would be right now breaking it down. But it's like, okay, I'm not gonna go forward to that because it's still if you're shaky. I just feel right now there's too many crazy shit around that something can come out. And hey, people, a lot of us did see Gervonta Davis Super Bowl coming out of the wheelchair.
Yeah, it was crazy
too. Was he drunk? Was he? You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. There's
Ryan could have like mental health issues and not fight, or Tank could do something stupid, get locked up.
And not only that, all this shit happened in Baltimore, and people, the community in Baltimore, they don't respect what he did, and a lot of people are talking. He doesn't represent us, even the judge, and he's probably gonna, unless Al squeezing whatever they can do out there just because he's a celebrity, and it's had happened in the past, exactly. But I presume that and I forgot who it was, but he called it. He said, you know what, this is probably the last fight before he goes to jail, and they're probably going to make it happen. I think it was LongLiveBoxing. He said he was 100% it was going to happen because you know what, they want him to fight, they want to make money, then you move on and service whatever sentence you get in May 8th and go forward. So yeah, great call, Calix, on that. I wasn't too thrilled about it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's funny you say that. And shout out to LongLiveBoxing, man. Much respect. It's funny you say that because I like the feel at the end of the fight. The UK, they kind of sit them down in the corner, but how they had the promoter in the ring and they ask them point blank, what's the contractual agreement? Man, when they have those higher weight classes, or like especially like in the welterweight, they don't do none of that shit. That's the beauty. Like it's more pure. Even though it's a sport, I know it's prize fighting and everything like that, but it's more like what we're used to. If you go to like a club card, everybody, that's what you're going to see. Like, hey, man, we're running back again. And like, yeah, and they agree right there at the moment.
Exactly.
It had that feel, and that's why I appreciated that. It was like a real beautiful, if there is such a thing, pure boxing in this modern era. And I feel better, as crazy as it sounds, I feel better about a fight of that rematch happening than the actual Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight actually happening. We got some shout outs we want to give to before we go any further, man. So many people showing love to us. Bruce, all gas, no brakes. Salute my three brothers. Salute Danny PR 78. Saludos. All right. Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. Brits in recent times had bad records against the Mexicans. That's for sure. We've seen it again. Photographer de la Gente, Esme in the house. Mexican style is also a lot of pride. Laughing emoji. All right, so JC, salute. Yeah, salute. All right. JC also says UK events learn you can't fight Mexican style with a Mexican. Wait, you can't hook with a hooker and you can't fight Mexican style with a Mexican. Nope. Learning as we turn and burn on the show today. And Nano Yamas in the house. Saludos to LLB panel and the chat. Salute, brother. Man, much love for you guys for sending these chats out and showing some love. We've had some technical difficulties. We didn't even get the show started right. Thanks to me. I ruined the intro, baby.
And we're the ones hungover.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Right. There's no advantage to being sober. All right. So anyway, what I will also say is that if I wasn't clear with that before, Mauricio Lara in the rematch versus either Brit knocks him out. In fact, I'll go ahead and say, wow, more devastating. I think it's going to be like, I'm talking career enders. He fights Lee Wood, career's over.
Vado el rodillas.
Over.
Las rodillas.
There's no way that you take 35% power punches land on you and you fight somebody that beat you, right? In your hometown, in front of your mama.
Nacho belt. Boom. In front of your pre-K teacher.
That's your mama.
Bro.
Que cabrón. Nando,
That's
you
the
got a
name.
great
Hey,
point, man. That's the guy.
That's the name I said earlier, man.
That's the guy.
Watch out for Robise. He's coming.
That's the guy that can take away the Mexican thrones right now.
The Executioner. Is he the Executioner coming? Robise?
Oh.
Cuba?
Yeah,
he's Cuban, right?
Cuba versus Mexico.
He said he's putting Cuba on his back. That's a big thing to do. All right. So he's putting Cuban boxing on his back, and he's changed the perception. I know for myself, first of all, the perception changed for a while. I mean, as far as being tactical and not exciting, I actually like that style. I like air boxing too, but I get why.
He only likes it when Puerto Ricans do it, not when everybody else does it.
Any comments from Manny? Any comments from Manny? No, okay. All right. Just checking. But yeah, I know. But the thing is, the beauty that he has of the he fights like a power puncher. He mixes up the styles. He goes for it. Can you imagine if he gets a fight versus any of the top guys, Robeisy Ramirez? Action.
It's gonna happen, bro. It's really gonna happen. I think he's got a great chance to win that WBO.
I think Top Rank
he can definitely leave Dogbo. He has improved and he's rejuvenized his career, but still, man, God, it's just Robeisy keeps getting better and better and better.
Yes, he does, and he lost his first fight.
Yeah, I know, but that's just
where he's at now. Where he's at now, no, man.
Exactly.
You know what? I need to go ahead and say this because I called this out before, and I need to apologize every single time.
What?
I believed that I thought at the time that he was a gimmick ad by Top Rank. I thought the only reason that he was added by them, as far as they're in their promotional
Olympic,
was because he was going to be a future opponent for Shakur. But they've ascended in different directions, and he's his own man. He's his own man now.
No, he's comfortable. He's comfortable right now at 126, and ever since he came in and took over our boy Cabo Gonzalez, he has just been incredibly impressive in all aspects of the game. I think he's represent well the Cuban boxing, the style, the way that the aggressiveness, the IQ level, the move. He's pretty fast, and he does throw some great combinations and got some power. So that's something that at the featherweights, they have to. Everyone on their minds right now, they have to be thinking that eventually they will have to meet Robeisy Ramirez.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, I can't.
Lara and Ramirez, putazo y madre, güey. Imagínate.
I think all roads go through them.
They might explode if they land power punches on. Wow, both guys are just gonna
just disintegrate.
Now,
man, how great
here's
would
the
that
thing,
be?
though, because now, I mean, I get it that the money is in the UK, but even from Lara's point of view, and this is what I kind of like about it, he's not really thinking about, I'm going to be the ace I want to fight wherever I want. You got to fight where the money's at, and it's over there. But isn't that fair? You went out to not your backyard, to Lara to Wood's backyard.
He did it to Warrington.
Exactly, and you don't have an opportunity to entertain your own backyard. And so for me, I find that a little bit slight disadvantage because he should have control now. But the fact of the matter is, who's got the money?
The rematch clause.
Yeah,
the rematch clause too. So I'm hoping that if the rematch goes through afterwards, we're able to see. I mean, even in Vegas or somewhere in Mexico. I mean, we know for what is it? Canelo fighting Higgins
May 6th,
in Mexico.
maybe in Guadalajara.
Can that in Guadalajara? Can that be something that it's
you
can add in there and give the Mexicans like a true huge card in where they go ballistic crazy? My God!
If Lee Wood does exercise the rematch, but wants to take a voluntary fight to build that confidence up against somebody to tune up, that gives Lara the opportunity to have a voluntary fight himself. And yeah, you're on to something, Manny. You put him on the undercard as a co-main for Canelo, even if it's against just somebody he's gonna knock out. I think you're on to something, Manny.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I think they have to. I think in Mexico they have to, and I think the zone has to take advantage of this because, UK it's big,
but I'm not sure how much love he'll get because it's in Guadalajara. He's from the DF.
That's fine.
You know, they have that rivalry, that soccer
But
rivalry, America and
still don't
Chivas.
matter. It's still
But
Mexican.
still,
Mexican.
he's a compatriot.
You know what I mean? He's a face. He's a Mexican champion, and I think you have to be able to be proud of some of those. And that's
even
what happens
if he
in Puerto
does
Rico
go for
too.
America.
Puerto Rico is very divided in that aspect of it. Oh, you weren't born in Puerto Rico. You train over there. It's like that's bullshit, man. Dice una canción que dice Boricua hasta si naciera en la luna. O sea, wherever you are, it don't matter where you're born. That's still your roots. And at the end of the day, you cheer for those. Now, if you have two big Mexicans going at it, then there's going to be division in there, right? You're going to have people who's going to favor someone, like let's say Rey Vargas in Lara, right? That's going to be huge, right? Too as well, but they're going to be divided. Not a lot of people, and that's where you're going to start encountering now the cities, the differences of you from Guadalajara, you from Monterrey, you from whatever, you know what I mean? So, but at this case, man, it's for the good of the sport, the good for Mexico. They deserve, man. They deserve it. I don't know why it's taking them so long to have their cash cow, their face boxing right now, which is Canelo, having some more fights in his own backyard. I don't understand why
money's not there. The money,
but still
they can't raise the ticket prices like they can over here in the States. They got to lower it because come on, let's face it.
I understand.
Mexico's
but still.
Yeah, so they got to lower the ticket prices. So I think that's the only reason why I think Canelo has to take a pay cut to fight in Mexico, and so that's where that's at.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's beautiful, and I think that you're right. Opportunity to help create that global support. He does get great support there. I mean, it is a business ultimately, but the fact that he's going to fight there and give an opportunity to see the fans watch him in person, I think is important, and I totally agree. So let's get to these comments real quick, and then we get to final thoughts. Nano Yamas, Lara gives some Pac-Man vibes, hell bent for leather.
With the smile, man. That dude, Lara smiles.
That's true, man. That's true. Also, another comment right here. Nano Yamas, featherweight, the monster lurking.
If he gets past cool boy.
What? We'll see. The monster is lurking. Man, that would fucking make things crazy.
That'd be insane.
If the monster went up to featherweight.
Oh my goodness. You just throw a nuclear bomb in the division and just
all these crazy motherfuckers. Oh. Jesus. That's my final thought. Shit.
Damn, right. What a final thought.
Man, I wasn't even ready for that. Nano Yamas dropping them Yamas. Hopper, final thoughts, brother.
Boxing keeps going, baby. We got another big schedule next week. Thursday, John Ramirez, Luis Padilla on DAZN. Saturday, Manny's boy, Subriel Matias versus Jeremiah Ponce for the IBF Junior Welterweight title. That's Saturday, February 25th. You also got some guy by the name of Floyd Mayweather fighting an exhibition fight against Aaron Chalmers. And then Sunday, my boy, Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, Jake Paul by decision. Book it.
All right. I don't know who's actually going to book that, but fuck it. If you're going to go ahead, you're putting money on it, you go ahead and put your whole check on it.
If you listen, hell.
I've been there before, man.
I don't want to put $400 on it. My whole check.
All right, man. It's pretty much going to be the beginning of the end. Final thoughts, Manny.
For Jake?
Wow, that's interesting.
Wow.
I don't think so. That shouldn't happen. But my final thoughts. We're celebrating this weekend. Mexican fans, champions, and they continue to strive and they continue to bring some more of those gold belts back home. Puerto Rico's lacking in those. 62nd champion Jonathan Bomba Gonzalez, and we're looking forward to another weekend in where we can get a 63. Subriel Matias, Jeremiah Ponce, both guys are amazing. Subriel Matias has gone through a lot. Well deserved of this opportunity. He does have a legitimate shot to be able to be the IBF World title. 25th of February, México y Puerto Rico otra vez se juntan para tener la rivalidad por el campeonato internacional de la Federación de Boxeo de las 140 libras. I am super excited. I can't wait. I want to be able to enjoy myself and celebrate like the Mexicans are celebrating. But next Sunday, we'll talk about it and see how it turns out. But we are rooting for you. Congratulations to both fighters, and can't wait to see those putazos mexicanos contra puertorriqueños.
Putazos. Yeah, I love that, man.
Which fight was that one, Manny?
Subriel.
Okay.
We've been talking about Subriel for like 3 Super Daddy is.
I mean, I have to.
Yeah.
This is exciting when you have. Weren't you excited about Lara last night to be able to get right? So anytime you have an opportunity, we don't have very many of them right now. So right now, if you look at the landscape right now, as it pertains to Puerto Rican having chances to become world champion, number one right now is Subriel, and then you might have Oscar Collazo, which he has another opportunity, another shot. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Do we have a lot of contenders that are moving? You know, they're working, you know, their asses off to try to get to that contention, possibly get a shot. Yes, we do, but in the meantime, you know, we don't. Now, as pertains to Berlanga, I do like the fact that now there's going to be a lot of, you know, interesting fights for them. And I know we haven't talked about it too much, but now people do understand why he actually decided to go Matchroom Boxing USA. And the reason to that, he's got better chances, better opportunities. And now there's no excuses. I think most of the issue came in with a roadmap that Top Rank had with them. And of course, the outside issues as well. But he got the money. He's going to get more money, but he needs to prove himself that he can hang with some of these guys. And yes, I said it, and I'll probably say it again. I think Boo Boo Andrade might be one of his best choices right now because Boo Boo wants stardom. He wants to fight stardom.
Bad choice.
But you know what? Berlanga still wants to be able to fight the top people in there. And I tell you what, I think, and it's just me, I think he probably could have an opportunity, hey, to be also on this undercard back here. That will be phenomenal. You know why? You need Puerto Ricans in Ireland. They're not going to be a whole lot of them. You add someone in there like Berlanga, we have to give it up. I mean, we know a lot of people have mixed emotions about his style. He doesn't have boxing skills, whatever, but the guy is attractive.
Good fighter.
And the guy is going to bring massive, and people are going to buy tickets. So hopefully it will be with someone that he can showcase his skills, and then now people start believing in him, not as a knockout artist, but as a smart inside the ring and also outside.
Hey, well said. You know, and I'm totally for that. You know, they need to do something to, you know, to bring him in and reintroduce him as far as like a rebranding, not just like you said, the knockout artists, but somebody that's coming in there to truly make a difference in boxing and kind of, you know, stake claim to the division he'll be a part of. Nando Llamas, I've had this up for a while and didn't acknowledge it, but here I am. No. Any thoughts on the zone subs increases? I hate them.
Oh my God.
But what is it, $5 more?
Hook that. $245 a year.
No, I know, but the monthly increase, it went what, from 20 to 25?
25. But see, yeah, but it's I was paying 100. Now it's a 245, 240 something for the year. So it's it's bad.
It fucking hurts.
And not only that, the problem that I have with that is I mean, we're getting great fights in inside the platform, but the problem is they're going to start bringing more pay-per-views. So you're paying your dues, right? But you also have to pay for the pay-per-view, even though if it's discounted, that makes no sense. However, they're going to bring a lot of fights. They're chunking a lot of money, and I get it. You got a ROI. What's my ROI? I got to bring that money back again, and I just hope they don't lose a lot of subscription, because what I hear for is people are only going to buy in that monthly subscription when there's good fights that month.
I can't knock anybody, man.
Can't knock it, man.
I've been there before. Shit, I'm there right now.
There right now.
Where I'm at right now. It's time.
I wanna go.
And I'm already here. But we appreciate you guys so much checking us out every week. And we're not always here every week, but you guys still check us out. No, seriously, we love you guys so much. For everybody that shouted us out in the chat, everybody checking us out on the audio version, on the YouTube version, we appreciate you guys so much.
Hola, bonita. Happy birthday.
Hi.
Era grande la de birthday, right?
Yeah, I'm older one.
16, man.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Long Live Boxing, you know, they're awesome supporters of our show every Wednesdays. Please, everybody, go follow.
EnVivo. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, como siempre, Mari Marrero.
Sean El Gringo Hicksa.
Hopper.
Hey.
Always breaking it down like it is, like it should